everybody. Thank you for coming to relaunch and revamp your affiliate program. I'm Deborah Carney. I'm kind of the moderator, leader of the group. But I have with me two very talented ladies, Kim Salvino and Amy Ely. And I will start off by telling you that first of all, I'm an outsourced program manager, which means I manage affiliate programs for a variety of folks. And also, I'm the admin at the Affiliate Summit Networking Forum. So for follow-up later on, if you have questions and you don't get to ask me any questions, go to forum.affiliatesummit.com and you can direct questions to any of us. And also, I think that's about it. That's good enough. I've been in the business a long time. So, Amy, you want to go?
Hi, my name is Amy Ely. I've been in the industry since late 2005 and initially started off working for a leading online advertising network and then moved to become head of U.S. marketing for a leading global affiliate network. And then in early 2012, joined Under Armour as an in-house program manager for the U.S., Canada, and U.K. program.
And Kim?
Hi, I'm Kim Salvino. I've been in the industry since 2005, and the positions I've held include in-house affiliate manager, head of account management, head of publisher services for an international affiliate network, and I'm currently the director of publisher development for Chateau 20, which is a performance marketing agency.
Awesome. And since you brought it up, I kind of forgot to say, I've been an in-house manager and on a CPA network manager as well. So a lot of experience up here, a lot of people that have run a lot of variety of different kinds of affiliate programs. And today, what we're going to cover for you are the steps to make sure that your affiliate program is running the best that it can. To run through them really briefly, we're going to be talking about how to assess your program goals and your reputation, how to evaluate the competitive landscape, how to build a strong foundation, how to confirm your tracking, which is really, 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 really important, and reporting, reviewing your affiliate list, and developing a communication plan. And after you do that, you can have a nice relaunch. And if you're just starting a program, you would just take these same steps and then be able to launch. So we're going to start out with Kim. And Kim is going to ask, what are your goals? You're going to give us a little info on that.
So who recognizes this guy? Show of hands. Oh yeah, he's one of my favorites. So I have two kids, so that's why I had to put this in here. He is ridiculously passionate about that acorn, isn't he? And he puts himself into a lot of dangerous situations just to get it. Total disregard for his health and his own safety. So while his passion is admirable, I really strongly urge you all to make sure that the goals that you set for any relaunch or revamp are also attainable. You don't want to burn yourself out, and it's a larger project than a lot of people think to kind of step in and take over the affiliate management of a program that's already in existence. It's not as easy as just replacing your name with somebody else's. So the most important part for me is establishing the baseline KPIs for the program, because unless you know where you've been, you don't know right where you're going to be going eventually. Data is very important, of course, but not just data in one lump. I've walked into a lot of programs where you've got the data that's been given to you by the managers that were there previously or by the merchant, and it's just, here's the sales for the last year. And while that's useful, you really want to see what it's done since the program launched. How has it been since its inception? What are the peaks and valleys? What are the reasons for the peaks and valleys? Is it seasonality? Is it, a new website launch, a sudden change in conversion? Knowing that program history is really important to understand where you want to take the program in the future.
And Kim gets the next one too. Reputation.
So you have to know what the affiliate community as a whole not only thinks about your affiliate program, but your brand. So I recommend doing a Google search for your brand as well as brand plus affiliate program. And also surveying your affiliates, because that's really important. They're the ones that are on the front line. They're the ones that are promoting your products. And it's really helpful for them to know that there's now someone in command if there wasn't anyone that was previously made public. There's a contact there that cares. There's someone manning the ship, and that they really care what they have to say. So it's very important to make sure that you ask, what's going right, but what's going wrong? What's your wish list? And it's important to do that early on, and then keep track of what changes you have made so that you can celebrate your successes.
It's really important, too, that if you had a program that wasn't being managed well or, had been ignored for a while, that when you bring in a new manager, that you be very proactive, like she said. Make sure that you actually get out there and say, hey, we're paying attention now, we're listening, and if there's negative things about you out there, address them, don't ignore them. Don't try to say, oh, that person's crazy. Just, address the negative things and say, hey, we're moving on.
And it could be that you did have issues in the past. It could be, the program prior to your management had issues with payment or was with a network that wasn't, as popular as other ones, or maybe the network had issues. Maybe you need to take a look at your network choice and make a different decision. But yeah, don't be afraid of addressing the negatives and putting your name to them, because what people are going to see when they do a Google search for affiliate program is that you were there and that you weren't afraid to step up to the plate and take ownership.
And now we're going to go on to Amy.
So when you're looking at the competitive landscape, it's really important to put yourself in the affiliate's shoes, because what they're thinking about is what program is going to make them the most amount of money, and they have a wide variety to choose from. So you want to make sure that your program is as attractive as possible. So when you're looking at the different criteria that make up your program, one of the most critical is your commission rate. Is it on par? Is it better than your competition? If not, that's something you might want to consider changing, because if an affiliate can make more money with another program, they're likely to choose that program. When you're looking at cookie length, industry standard is usually around 30 days, but it really depends on the vertical that you're working with. If you're looking at travel, for example, the purchase path is much, much longer, and so there's a good chance that you need to have a longer cookie length to accommodate that and make it attractive to your affiliate partners. When you're looking at conversion rate, this really goes hand in hand with your commission rate. You can have a great commission, but if your conversion rate is not great, then they're not going to make the sale. So really, commission and conversion go hand in hand to create your EPC, your earnings per click, and that's what a lot of affiliates look at when they decide whether or not to run a program. Taking a look at your creative suite is also really important. You need to make sure that you have what affiliates are looking for. If you don't have what they're looking for, they're likely to move on. If one of your competitors has a better selection, then that's something else that they have as a leg up on you. Also, when you're looking at feeds and tools, it's important to make sure that you're accommodating all the different affiliate types that you could potentially be working with. If you're working with data feed affiliates, obviously your feed needs to be in tip-top shape. And if you have additional tools to provide support for your affiliates, it shows that you are invested in the affiliate success. So it's important to make sure you're in good shape there. Also, with your terms and conditions, you need to make sure that it works for your program first and foremost, but you have to make sure also that you're not so restrictive that another affiliate program in a similar vertical is going to give them more of an opportunity to partner. If yours are very strict and theirs are very open, there's a good chance that an affiliate is going to choose to work with somebody who doesn't make it so difficult to work with them. Ultimately, it's really about setting your program up for success. And if it's not set up for success when you look at your competition, then what can you do to get it there?
And to build on what she said, the tools that you provide, let's say you have a really great data feed and you have really great data feed affiliates, but do you have a tool that will allow other affiliates that aren't so tech savvy to be able to make pages or make links to products that are all pretty and have all the product information? So there are tools out there that allow your affiliates to do that. Make sure you have that offered in your program. And listen, there's a difference between the tech guy running automated data feeds and the mom blogger who wants to blog about a product and put the picture in the blog post and the link, and she has a way different skill set than the guy who's running the automated feeds at night, and you've got to be able to support both of those.
Absolutely.
That's a great list, Amy. I'd also probably add on to it, though, network of choice. So finding out where your competitor is and who they're using for tracking, and then taking a look individually at the networks and the needs of your program. There are some fantastic networks out there that have tools that are specific to vertical. Mm-hmm. And if that makes more sense for your program and for your affiliate base, then I would urge you to take a deep look into that choice.
Yep.
Makes sense.
And for those of you who worry that affiliates will only work with you if you're on Network X or Network Y, if you have a really strong program, they will go where your program is, as long as there's not really blockers in the way. So
speaking of being set up for success, we have a picture on the next slide, which is a pretty good demonstration that no matter how great things look on the surface, or how hard you work to promote and make something look attractive or make a program look attractive, you need a solid foundation or you're not going to be set up for long-term success.
that looks like a house near me.
I've seen some houses like that at the Outer Banks,
Exactly.
built a little too close.
Exactly. All right, so next we're going to talk about that foundation that you need to build your affiliate program on or rebuild your affiliate program. You need to take a really good look at your program terms and conditions, which Amy mentioned briefly. You need to see what your competitors are doing, but you also need to see what's right for you. So one thing that a lot of merchants don't understand is that the network terms and conditions are separate from your own affiliate program terms and conditions, right? So when affiliates join the network, they agree to these specific things that are network-wide. And then when they join your affiliate program, no matter what network you're on, you can have your own specific set of terms and conditions that are specific to what you want to do. You have to have really clear terms and conditions. So if you allow pay-per-click affiliates, you have to let them know if it's okay for them to use your site as their landing page. Are they allowed to go direct to merchant? Are they allowed to do pay-per-click only to their own website? And are they allowed to do pay-per-click on your brand name or only on generic terms? And where you run into a little difficulty is if you're a merchant that has a domain name or a company name that is what people would be searching for, and it is a generic term. So like we have a client that is decorative ceiling tiles. I can't forbid you from bidding on decorative ceiling tiles because that would be stupid. That's where you want to go after the traffic. But as a company, you can say you can't bid on decorative ceiling tiles with hyphens or with no spaces. You know, you can't do it that way. So that's their brand. But you can bid on the terms themselves. The search policies have to be so specific. You have to let them know if they're allowed to bid on misspellings. You have to let them know if they're allowed to do brand plus. So you might not allow brand bidding, but you might want to allow brand plus coupons if you have a lot of deals for your website and you want to attract the coupon affiliates and the pay-per-click affiliates that can direct traffic to you through using the brand terms. You need to have a coupon policy, as we're talking about couponers. You need to decide in advance or relook at the policy you have in place now, or if you have no policy, which also applies to your PPC terms. If you have no terms and conditions, then affiliates are going to assume that they can do any marketing method that they want to. So if you want to limit your PPC bidding or you want to limit your coupon policy, you have to spell it out. So you usually have a choice on coupon sites of either they'll have the coupon listed and then a click here, or you'll see other sites that they don't show you the coupon and there's a click to activate button. And you have to kind of be careful because when click to activate means they set a cookie, and then if they show a coupon that isn't active anymore or there's no coupon at all, then they just set a cookie for a sale that they shouldn't be credited for because they didn't actually display a proper coupon. So you have to decide these things in advance and look at your program, look at who's running your things, and decide if you want to change. You also have to have email terms and conditions. So if you allow email marketing, do you allow it to be direct to merchant? Do you allow it to be direct to their own landing page? You know, I have my opinion on what it should be. Amy and Kim have their opinions, but each merchant has to do what's comfortable for them. Basically I would say do it to their own landing page because it's their email, should go to their site, and then from their site they click to you. But you may have a different thought on it. You might think it's going to convert better if they go direct to you. So those are things you need to decide in advance. Social media policy. Social media advertising is getting much more prevalent. So it's almost going to be like your pay-per-click policy. It's going to be, are you going to allow direct to merchant? Are you going to allow people to bid on Facebook on your brand, and then you bring them to a landing page? You know, are they allowed to tweet the deals? You know, what are the restrictions on a Twitter account? Like, you know, can you allow an affiliate that make sure that their Twitter account is actually an active communicating Twitter account instead of just a spam account that's just spitting out links all day long and direct to you, which makes you look like the spammer. So again, you want to decide, do you want it to be direct? Are they allowed to do direct to merchant from Twitter, Facebook, you know, Pinterest, or are they only allowed to do direct to their own website? And there's arguments for and against both of those things. Kim, Amy, you have something to add?
Yeah, one thing just about the program's terms and conditions. I think this is a really important place where you can set the stage of what's really okay and what's not okay. If an affiliate sees just a standard set of terms and conditions that don't really dive into the details of the program, and they do something, and then you as the merchant might say, well, hey, you know, you're not supposed to use the words % off when you're talking about my brand, or, oh, you can't choose a specific item and then just blow out promotion because I run out of inventory, or I don't like the way that you listed us in that email. Well, the affiliate's not going to know that unless you tell them up front, because the worst case scenario is they think that something's okay, you don't think that it is, you haven't told them that, and then they're confused, and it's not really a great relationship moving forward. So especially when you're relaunching or revamping an affiliate program, make sure that you clearly define in understandable language what's acceptable for the program, make sure that the affiliates have read the terms and conditions, and then you're starting a good baseline for a good relationship going forward.
And just be cognizant of the fact that if you don't say someone can't do something, they will.
They will.
So, because their job is to promote you. If you don't say that that's blacklisted, you're not allowed to do those things, then they're going to move forward with promoting you in that fashion.
Right, and one of the things that I actually didn't include in this was you also need to decide if you're going to allow affiliates to purchase URLs that have your brand name in them, or that have a misspelling of your brand name in them. Are you going to allow, you know, Under Armour spelled incorrectly to be an affiliate at, you know, UnderArmour.com, you know, or UnderArmourDeals.com or something like that? You really need to think about that, and in most cases you're going to want to restrict it, and it's really easy to do, but like Amy and Kim both said, if you don't tell them not to do it, part of their job is marketing. So if you don't tell them not to do it, they're going to do it.
A great fail-safe, I'm sorry, Deb, a great fail-safe too is to say that it's allowed with explicit written permission, because that forces them to reach out to you as an affiliate manager and say, here's what I plan on doing, you need to tell me if it's all right. And that's safe for both you, because you've given that consent, and them, because they're building a partnership with you. You want them to have that contact and that comfort level, but you also want to have a say in how your brand is portrayed.
And different networks have different rules about if you change your terms and conditions in the middle of a program's been launched for a couple of years under a certain set or under none, and you go and add them or change them, you need to give the affiliates at least 7 days notice, but the average is to give them 30 days notice. And if you know someone that's breaking the rules that you're going to be setting, give them an email heads up so that they know that they can now go, they can make a decision whether they want to comply with your terms and conditions or whether they want to leave your program. And that's something that you have to look at as well. So, Kim, back to you.
Program FAQs. So when you're putting together your FAQs or when you're reviewing a list of FAQs that are already on your site, you're going to want to put your affiliate hat on. And you're going to want to think not only as a brand new affiliate that has never, worked with you before, but also as a seasoned one, and anticipate what questions they might have. I would share any key information that you have about your website, including your conversion rate, including your average order value, because they're going to look at those stats and those key figures, and they're going to decide whether or not it really makes sense to promote you. Take a look at how your competitors' FAQs are set up, and then I would work towards making them search engine friendly. so that you're not just saying I'm whatever hotel program terms and conditions, but that travel program, travel affiliate program, flights, hotels, packages, tickets, all inclusive. Make sure that there are good search engine rich keywords listed in your FAQs, because that's going to help you when affiliates go to search for travel affiliate programs and other generic keywords.
That's a really good point. Okay, now we're going to go back to Amy because she loves creatives.
Yeah, I love talking about creative. I know that my network rep is in the audience, and we do an awful lot with creative on our program. A key point to think about here is affiliates are an extension of your marketing team, and you need to make sure that you have a creative selection that really accommodates all the different affiliate types that you have out there, and that you're accommodating all of their unique needs. So starting with the basics, banners and text. The key here is to have variety, because if an affiliate decides to go into your program and to see what you have available and you don't have a size or a creative type that they're looking for, they're going to move on, and they're going to look at somebody else, and they're going to choose to promote somebody else because it's easier and they can grab it quickly. So just make sure that you have what they need on hand. And that's also a good way to start off the relationship when somebody joins your program, is to ask them what creative they need and if you can create a custom size for them. There's a comment in here about accommodating and inspire. I actually listened to a podcast recently on Merchant ABCs that Deb and Janine were involved in on an editorial calendar, and there was a really great example in there of a Halloween merchant that focused primarily on October. I know you know what I'm talking about, Deb.
Yep.
October, obviously key selling season, generated a lot of sales, and then, they moved on in November, closed up shop, and then focused on the next season. Well, through looking at the different ways that they could promote a program, or their program, they thought about, well, there's medieval parties, there's New Year's Eve, there's masquerade balls, there's all different times of the year that you can actually promote a costume merchant. So put those creative and those text links into the program and use that to inspire your affiliates to think about you in a different way. I know personally for our program with Under Armour, we have different categories and collections related to breast cancer awareness and related to eco-friendly products. People don't initially think about that when they think about our brand, so having that creative selection in there really inspires affiliates to think about different ways to promote us. So on here it talks about IAB standard creative sizes. Yes, you need to make sure that they're in there, but as I mentioned before, if you're working with a new affiliate especially, ask them if they need something custom so that they can incorporate that creative into their content and not just in standard ad slots throughout the site. Also, it's important, very, very important, as Kim and Deb have reminded me over and over again, deep links should be a requirement. And we have repeated that many, many times before. Deep links should be a requirement. And the reason why we say that is because deep links reduces the amount of clicks to conversion. So if you're helping an affiliate drive a customer directly to that product page, you are getting that customer one step closer to the cart, which means they're more likely to convert, which is revenue for both of you. So please, please include deep links in your programs. Don't just send affiliates links that'll send their customers to the home page, because those customers can get distracted and then not ultimately purchase or help either of you out.
Plus, to build on that just for a second, because you know how much I love them.
Oh, yes.
Again, it goes to the fact, are you targeting, is your affiliate base, really tech savvy, or are they a mom blogger or an affiliate that has a focus on a specific vertical or a specific niche? So they don't want to send anybody to your main page. They want to send people directly to the page that they have that has the product. Now, here's the problem that could come up is that you may have a deep link and you pull that product. What do you do with that deep link? You forgot. 500 affiliates linked to that page. What are you going to do with it? At the very least, send it to the category or redirect it to a similar product, so that all those links that are out there don't suddenly start to fail, because that makes the affiliate look bad and makes you look bad.
No, absolutely. And I think a good example is if you're in an affiliate network and you put something like promotional text as the name of the affiliate link or category of the affiliate link, you can update it with new links that are active and are working. So don't delete, just replace. Speaking about deep links as well, if you're working with coupon affiliates, include the coupon codes in the deep link so that they can grab it easily. Just make it as easy as possible for them to grab it, put it up on their site. They're more likely to promote you. Going back to the initial point about making sure you cover all of your affiliate types, your data feed is very, very critical, especially if you're working with data feed affiliates. Make sure it is well categorized, fully updated, and make sure that you're setting yourself up for success, and you're not going to put the affiliate in a position where somebody clicks on that data feed image and then goes to a dead link. Again, that's not a win for either of you, so make sure you have updated, great information in that data feed.
Also, just to interject very quickly, make very good friends with your web dev team. Very good friends. Because they're going to be the ones that make sure that those web pages automatically redirect. At no time should affiliate traffic or their own web traffic go to a dead page. It's just
That's a very great point. Also, when you're working with content affiliates, bloggers, news sites, make sure that you have, it's called creative, but basically a selection of news and information about your products, about things that are going on with your company, anything important that they can talk about to help sell your brand. And if you supply them with some information, even if it's information from your site, just encourage them to change it around, update it, make sure that it fits in with the voice of their site, but is helping them promote and market your product. Ultimately, the main point of this slide is your attention to creative really shows that you're engaged, and it shows to your affiliates that you care. So it's important to pay more attention to it so that they'll pay more attention to you.
And when you're trying to reactivate affiliates that have been in your program and haven't done anything or haven't done as well as you think they can, if you actually look at their website and you are able to go in and send them an email and say, hey, I saw that you're focusing on this. How about if you link to this creative, or do you need a special creative just for your website to help you increase conversions from us? So as part of your creative plan should be built in, doing some custom creatives, and even just the reaching out to the affiliate can remind them that they're in your program and that they're making some money, or they haven't made very much, and if they do a couple little changes, they might all of a sudden start converting. So that's something else to really build into your creative program.
Absolutely.
Kim, anything on that?
I think you ladies covered it.
Just wanted to make sure. All right, so after creatives, we get into the really fun stuff. This is the techie stuff that most of us hate. Managers hate it.
So important.
But it is the most important thing. Is a recent problem with a prominent affiliate network didn't track. That was on mobile though, so we'll get to that in the next slide. What you need to do once you're all set up, and even if you've been running your program for a while, you need to go through every now and then and do some test transactions, especially in the newer browsers. More people are getting introduced to Safari now. More PC users are getting introduced to Safari through the use of like an iPad or an iPhone or some other devices that they have. A lot of people are using Chrome now. A lot less people are using Internet Explorer. A lot more people are using Chrome and Firefox. And again, you have to think about, is your tracking going to hold? And you really need to test and do test purchases on a regular basis. I would say like at least once every 6 months. And especially if your affiliates that were converting suddenly stop and you're not sure why, and they're still sending you traffic, but they're not converting, that should be a clue that you should check your website and make sure your pixels are firing.
That was a big thing when we were working on the network side, when we were looking at performance and all of a sudden one of the programs would drop off, and you find out later that the merchant updated their website and then didn't think about making sure that the affiliate tracking was there. So it's important to make sure that anytime that your web team is updating the site, that they're not losing the tracking links, otherwise your program will tank.
That's a really good point, that as soon as development does any changes to the website at all, immediately retest your affiliate tracking. You look like you had something to say.
Just make friends with web dev.
Yeah. If you're not friends with your web dev team, you go in and you say, hey, that update you did last night broke affiliate tracking. We need you to back it off. And they go, yeah, really? And you go, here's cookies.
Yeah.
And it always happens on a weekend. Am I right?
Yeah.
It goes down like Friday, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Awesome. So the testing, and affiliates are going to test your tracking. If you think they're not, you're wrong. Affiliates are going to go in, they're going to make a test purchase, and if it doesn't track to their affiliate account, they are going to be livid. And they'll do one of two things: drop you and talk bad about you to all the other affiliates, or contact you and say, hey, this didn't work. And we like the affiliates that contact us and say, hey, it didn't work. But the majority of the affiliates are going to be the ones who say, so-and-so didn't track, and they tell all their friends that are affiliates, and nobody wants to run your program, because now they've lost your trust. You've lost their trust. And if you have multiple networks, make sure that if you do a test transaction, you have to do a test transaction on each network, and make sure that the right cookie ends up getting attributed for the sale. That's a whole other session all in itself. So we're not going to try and tell you how to do the deduping, but make sure it works, if you're on multiple networks. And it just is something that happens. And make sure you're mobile ready. Like I started to mention before, there's a major affiliate network that wasn't tracking through mobile and wasn't tracking through Safari, and they didn't realize it. And now they're having to figure out how to credit affiliates that sent mobile traffic for the traffic that they sent, and try to figure out how much money they owe these folks. On mobile, it's mostly Safari and Chrome. Don't use Flash on your website in your mobile version of your website, or if you're only using your regular website as your mobile version, Flash isn't going to work on a lot of devices. So those pretty Flash banners and creatives that you have spent a lot of money on, put them somewhere else. And test your cookie, test it once again. How did I end up with 3 in a row?
Well, just to jump in, speaking to the mobile point too, think about your activities on mobile, especially those of you who have smartphones. You get an affiliate email talking about great deals or information. You're on your mobile device, you click through, you make a sale. The affiliate deserves credit for that sale. Mm-hmm. They've helped drive that sale. And also, if you click on an email newsletter or something on the affiliate site when you're surfing the web, and it goes straight to the merchant's homepage rather than deep link into the site. You need to make sure that merchant has a mobile-ready homepage. So as shoppers and as consumers start to shift their money and their spend online to mobile, you need to make sure that your affiliates are getting credit for it, and really make that process as seamless as possible.
And again, affiliates will test. They will let you know when things are broken, or hopefully they'll let you know when things are broken. And, this is another one of those things, love your web dev. Get to be good, really good friends.
Whether or not it works is ultimately your responsibility as the person in charge of the affiliate program. So it's very important to ensure that that happens all the time. If you have to test it weekly, if you have to get a dummy credit card account, if you have to use your mom's credit card account, figure something out. But do it on the regular. Even if you are best friends with web dev, they're going to make little tweaks and changes and do things in production versus test environment, and you don't even know what they're doing back there half the time. So it's important that even if they say, yeah, we've got the affiliate tracking on lockdown, everything's fine, I would definitely recommend that you do a test yourself.
And the moment an affiliate emails you and says tracking isn't working, don't go, oh, they're just not converting. Go look into what they're telling you isn't working, because you don't want to lose an affiliate under a circumstance. Again, it goes back to trust. Everything in this business is about trust. And if an affiliate loses trust in a merchant, you have to gain it back. Think about it as pissing off your wife, and you got to make up to get her happy again.
It's about being accountable. If you miss something or an update happened and tracking isn't working right, then admit that you've made a mistake and move on. Tell them how you're making that change to make it better, and move forward. And they'll respect you for that because you owned up to it and you moved on.
All right. Now the next fun thing to talk about is your affiliate list. So you have all these affiliates, and you're not sure why they're not converting. And you want to, or you have a lot of affiliates and they aren't doing anything at all. Well, first of all, make sure they have a live website. So if you've got affiliates that are like, they just joined your program when they joined 500 other programs, and 6 months later they shut down their website, you don't have to worry about sending them an email anymore. You can just delete them from your list. But things that you can do to help ramp up your current affiliates is to go look at their websites. You know, check your placement on their site. Figure out how they're promoting you. Are they promoting you through mobile? Are they promoting you through content? Are they promoting you with a data feed site? Make sure that they're complying with your T's and C's as you're going through, because maybe you made changes and they made changes, but reach out to them. Don't just, you know, oh, they're doing a bad thing, boom, gone. You know, send them an email, and a lot of times they can remedy the situation, especially if it's a pay-per-click affiliate that's doing something wrong. They don't want to spend their money if you're not going to pay them. And if you tell them that, you know, your new terms and conditions are this, and if you don't comply, we're not going to give you affiliate commission, we're going to reverse, then they will be very happy to comply, either by discontinuing running your ads totally or by running your ads the way you want them run. If you have an affiliate partner that you're not sure about, you don't know what tactics they're using, like maybe their EPC went like way up and you're not really sure why, or if it went way down, ask other merchants and other affiliate managers about their reputation. We do talk to each other. All three of us are like directly, Kim and I would be considered direct competitors, and Amy is an in-house manager. She could go out on her own any day. We do, as affiliate managers and as outsourced program managers, talk to each other about affiliates. We don't use names unless we don't share information that shouldn't be shared, but we do let each other know if there is an affiliate that is working with what we consider to be bad practices. And that's better for all of us, so that we're all aware and we can evaluate whether those practices are appropriate for our program or not.
Well, just as, you know, affiliates will look at all the merchants and see what their reputation is and how their programs are running, and compare notes about who's really great to work with. As a merchant, you know, get a sense of what other people are saying about those affiliates, whether or not they, you know, should be a top performer in your program, if there's something that there is of concern, and then take that information and do your own research. Talk to the affiliate directly, do some Google searches, run some tests yourself, you know, just hear what you hear from other people in the industry, lean on people that you trust, and then make sure that you look for yourself and make sure that you're happy with what they're doing, how they're promoting you, and maybe what you can do to engage them even more.
Yep, really important. And again, you know, check with your network if you have questions about a certain affiliate's tactics. And if you have an outsourced program manager and you're wondering why a certain affiliate is or isn't performing, you know, ask them, and they will be glad to tell you. And again, use search engines and forums to find out information and positive or negative feedback on an affiliate. Pretty much if you do a search engine search and you don't find anything bad, then chances are it's probably okay. But use that as a backup.
And never purge the list.
No.
This goes back to the data and the KPIs. It's not just who's making a sale. It's how many are active, how many are sending clicks, how many are sending sales, how many sent clicks that didn't send clicks a month ago or 6 months prior to that. But never purge. Don't just delete people because they're not doing anything. It could be your next top affiliate is a sleeper right now.
Yeah, they just haven't had time to promote you yet. And the other great thing about reviewing your affiliate list is you may identify lots of opportunities to engage affiliates that aren't doing much. You may realize, oh, this one's a perfect fit. Let me reach out to them, find out what they need, and help grow that relationship, and then they can end up in one of your top 20.
To go back to what Amy said about creatives, again, if you check through your affiliate list and you look for affiliates and they only think of you as promoting you a certain way, and you can give them another angle, you know, that's one of the things that managers are best at that some merchants may not think about, is that you can be promoted in many different verticals and in different ways that you may not think of and that the affiliate hasn't thought of yet. So, you know, be creative and think outside the box and give the affiliate an actual example. Let them know you went to their website so that they know it's a personalized email just to you, and it's, you know, just to that particular affiliate, and it isn't just a blanket email. Those types of emails will get you a lot of response. And if you don't get a response and you try a second time, then you can mark that as inactive, but I still wouldn't delete them. I would just, as long as they have a living, breathing website,
Right.
I would leave them in there.
And I'd highly recommend segmenting the list and creating specific communications based on their status. So for your top performers, you wouldn't send them an email that you would send to your inactives or the ones that aren't quite converting yet, the same as you wouldn't send a blanket consumer email without properly targeting.
And make a list, especially of the ones that are most engaged, that you know exactly what they need. Send them personal emails. Don't just send them a blanket newsletter. Reach out to them and say, hey, I've got this great thing going on with my program this month, and I think that you're going to be particularly interested in it. Let me know if you need anything else. The fact that you've taken the time to reach out to them directly will often generate a really positive response.
And I know there'll be questions about that later, but. All right, Amy, communication plan.
Yes, communication plan. One thing that I didn't include on this slide, but I think is really important is your first touch point with an affiliate, and that's looking at your automated emails, your pending, your rejection, your approval. Make sure that when you're sending out that email that you're setting a good first impression. If you're pending, thank them for applying to your program and their interest, and give them a time frame of around when they can expect to receive a response by. If you decide that they're not the right fit and you reject for them from the program, a good rule of thumb is to include possible criteria for why they could be rejected from your program, and also invite them to email you if they want to contest that rejection. Now, you may or may not feel good about that decision, but oftentimes if an affiliate is rejected and they really do want to work with you and they have a lot of potential, if they reach out to you and they explain, actually, you should give me a second thought and here's why, I've actually approved some partners as a result of that, and they've developed into great relationships. So give them that opportunity if you're willing to be able to have that conversation. Also, your welcome email. Once you've approved somebody to the program, give them everything that they need in that welcome email. Make sure they know where to go to get started, where their creatives are, where their tracking link is, and invite them to reach out to you with feedback. Also, once you've done so many of these steps to get started and get your program in the right place, make sure that you send out an introductory newsletter. Give yourself a face and a personality to the brand and program that you are managing. So use that to really set the stage, introduce yourself, talk about the updates that you've made to the terms and conditions, so it'll encourage them to go check it out and see what's changed with the program. And then once you send out that information, it's always good, too, to echo it in social media, in forums, and in appropriate places, Facebook and Twitter, because you want to get people excited about the fact that you've reviewed, you've done everything you can to make this program successful. You're taking charge, and people should give you another look.
Can I interject one thing? Now, one of the really big important things that I didn't mention on the terms and conditions slide is that if you put in place the terms and conditions that is more favorable in an affiliate's eyes to what you had before, or to not having anything, you will actually attract new affiliates that will appreciate that you are policing your affiliate program now, and that you are going to remove bad players, and that you are trying to attract more of the good players. And even though there's some gray areas, at least your affiliates and the affiliates you're looking to recruit, and the affiliates in your program that got in there but didn't activate, they're like, oh, okay, somebody's paying attention now, and I think I have a better feeling about this merchant now.
And that's a really great point, too, especially when you're sending out that introductory newsletter, is talk about all the great things that you've done to get the program to where it is and where you're ready to really put it out there. I know when we put out an introductory newsletter, once I came on board, we talked about the fact that we increased commission in order to make sure that we were more competitive with some of the other players in our industry. Talked about the creative selection being increased and trying to give more advance notice about promotions that are coming up throughout the year. The fact that we made gift cards commissionable. I mean, there's a number of things where we started off that newsletter saying, look at all these things that we're trying to do to make the program more affiliate friendly, although we also did make some changes to the terms and conditions, so make sure you check those out. And if you have questions, let us know. And that's another key part of that introductory newsletter and your communication overall. Ask for feedback. Because for every piece of feedback that you get, good or bad, there are other people that are thinking the same thing. It's free consulting. It's understanding why people do or don't enjoy working with your program. And if you can do everything that people recommend to make your program more attractive, great. If you can't, then be honest about what you can and can't do, and what might be on your future roadmap. Also looking at your continued communication, when you're putting together newsletters, make sure that you're not just sending an email newsletter just to send an email newsletter. When you're thinking about the cadence, it's not, I need to send something out every week. You want to make sure that the information is pertinent and important and something that's worth the time of an affiliate who has a very, very full inbox from a lot of other merchants and a lot of other programs. You want to make sure that what you're telling them is relevant and important to them. So some examples are if you have promotions coming up, if you want to give them a list of bestsellers, a product launch, events that you're attending, just make sure that you're giving them plenty of advance notice so that they can promote you effectively with all the different things that you have going on, and just make sure that it's great information, because then if they know that when they open that email newsletter that it's something that's helpful to them, they'll continue to open it and they'll continue to read what you have to say. And along those lines, newsletters and email don't work for every affiliate. A lot of times they'll check out what's going on Twitter or Facebook or in forums, and making sure that you communicate across multiple channels will get that information out to their preferred channel of communication. Ultimately, one thing that's really important to keep in mind when you're communicating with your affiliates is to have a personality, be yourself, build trust, be genuine, and again, accept feedback, good or bad, so that you can take that and make your program stronger.
A lot of affiliates have really great feedback because they've been doing this a lot longer than the merchants, and they really can give you pointers that are important and that will actually help your conversion rates go up. And you may not know that, but there are a lot of affiliates also that consult, and if an affiliate doesn't convert, if a merchant doesn't convert for an affiliate, the affiliate will go on to someone else, but they also try to figure out how to get it to convert. And if they work with it long enough, they know the things that work and what don't work. So if you've got some top affiliates that are saying, well, maybe if you did this or this, it would be, helpful, really look into that. Don't just brush it off as, oh, they're just complaining because they're not making money.
And if you don't hear feedback, don't be afraid to run that as an incentive for the program. Give them a gift card towards purchase for your merchandise that they can test through an affiliate link if they give you an idea and you incorporate it. They feel part of the process that way.
All right.
That's a great idea.
So now, it should say relaunch. I realized it when I was going through, I'm like, it's not launch, it's relaunch. But as we do on our Merchant ABCs podcast, we always say at the end of the show, do you have any final thoughts? So, Kim?
Final thoughts? No. I just recommend being kind to yourself. I know that sounds kind of silly, but you've got this momentous task in front of you, and you have no idea what the person at times may have done before you stepped in. So know that it's not going to be overnight, and that you're going to be constantly tweaking. And set the goals that are attainable. Be reasonable with yourself, and don't expect it to happen in 30 days. You can't take something from nothing to nothing to something wonderful in 30 days. It just doesn't happen that way. So expect it to be a 6-month and possibly even a 12-month rollout, depending on the current state of the program.
Amy?
I'm going to repeat one thing that Kim just said. It does take time. I came into the program that I'm managing now very ambitious that I was going to have everything exactly where I wanted it to be in 30 to 60 days. And I thought, that's going to be easy. I have the background, I have the knowledge, I can do it, and it's going to be great. And then I'm going to, just a few months from now, I'm going to announce it and everything's going to be perfect. It does not work like that. It's about talking to the affiliates, building those relationships, figuring out ways to make the program more successful, identifying, your areas of weakness that you can strengthen over time. So it's just important to realize that, and it's definitely important to make sure that you understand this is a relationship-focused business, and that is so important when you're managing that program, to be respectful and supportive of your affiliate partners, and that's going to help generate long-term success for your program.
Well, my final thoughts are going to be to take you to the resources and contact information because they did such a good job. So in front of you are little postcards that have a book cover on them, and that have on the back, if you flip them over, there is the information that's on the back that's on this slide. So we have a regular podcast that we do, the three of us and Vinny O'Hare, and we have various guests that come in and out. And we put those out to talk about different things that merchants need to learn. And what we have done is gotten a short link for you that will take you to, we already did a podcast on this particular topic. So it won't be exactly the same as what we covered, but you can go and listen to that until you have access to the videos to rewatch this. And on there, we will also be putting the slide deck and a transcript from the podcast. And you can contact all of us on Twitter and a variety of other ways. But basically, we just want you to know that you can go to Merchant ABCs and geekcast.fm and find a lot of podcasts that will be helpful to you in your building your affiliate program. Anybody have questions? Okay. Can you go up to the microphones? That would make it easier.
It's always like a big fear of a presenter that you'll be up here and you'll say, let's get some questions. And then it's
nobody
crickets.
has any. Hi.
Any suggestions on finding an affiliate manager to either help do all this stuff or to do all this stuff?
Go.
I'd recommend hiring an OPM firm. No. Honestly, I would say join the affiliate forums, do a lot of searching, do a lot of reading, because I basically stepped into the in-house affiliate management program eons ago and knew nothing. It was just one of the things that I was supposed to do in addition to some filing and some other stuff. Like, we had a program, but we didn't really know what we were doing with it. And I basically just read the forums, and it's a Best Web and now the Affiliate Summit Forum. At the time, that didn't exist, but those are huge resources. And don't be afraid to get on there and think, wow, if I ask this question, affiliates are going to think I'm really green. That's great, because what they're seeing is that you care enough to ask someone, and that's more important.
And to your question too about looking for finding a great affiliate manager, if you see that a program is being run particularly well, or an advertiser has a great program, ask them who they recommend. If there's somebody that they're working with, word of mouth is really helpful and gives you an honest opinion of what's working, what's not working, and who you can reach out to.
And actually, on the Merchant ABC site is a list of recommended OPMs that we have all worked with. And there's, again, you can go to forum.affiliatesummit.com and you'll see the OPMs that have forums there, and you can see if you like the way that they communicate, see if you like the way they manage their programs, what they talk about. And, you can, it isn't easy, but it isn't hard. Just talk to a few OPMs and decide who you have the personal relationship with, who works in your niche. We won't take on competitors to programs we currently run, but we probably know someone else who can. And, we work together as a group, a lot of us, to recommend OPMs that are appropriate for different programs.
Try LinkedIn, too. They've got a couple of great affiliate groups. Mm-hmm. And that way you can post a question within the group and get some feedback from people that are members.
Next question.
Hi, ladies.
Hey.
I just wanted to get your opinion on if you had any insight as to when you think is the ideal time to announce your relaunch. Would you say that you think it is, I've relaunched a number of programs over the years, and I always kind of find that to be a challenge. It's a little scary to announce that you're relaunching a program before you've implemented the biggest changes. You're afraid of, having affiliates tear apart what's wrong with your program before you've implemented some big changes. And what do you think is the best time to do it?
I would say that it depends on your industry, because obviously you don't want to launch a gift merchant in November, because affiliates are going to laugh at you, and they're not going to pay attention, because they've already got that done. They're already moved on and working into January and February stuff. Q4 stuff is done in August. So the next couple of weeks, if you're a product merchant that is a holiday thing or a Q4 heavy, you're not going to get affiliates to pay attention to you over they're already producing merchants. Mm-hmm. Now, if you are, let's say, a travel or something that is more year-round, then you have more flexibility. Again, you don't want to launch during your high season, because your current affiliates are already going to be going. To make major announcements, it's kind of best to do them during the off season for your own program.
But would you say, though, that when you know that you've got, you're taking
Enough?
on a new program and you've got to implement a number of changes in order to make the program attractive. I mean, let's say you're working with a program that you know has a number of issues. And you know that if affiliates are promoted to, if you promote the program to affiliates in its current state before you implement all those changes and prepare to actually go for your full relaunch, would you announce that you're going to be making all these improvements in
Yep.
order to generate buzz around the fact that
Yes.
you're going to be making all these improvements and come give us a second look, or would you make the improvements first and then announce that
I would
you've done it?
announce as you're making the changes. So, hey, we just did this, because every affiliate program is actually going to be in flux.
Okay.
It's never always finished.
Well,
So,
I would talk about the changes that you're making and the good steps
Yep.
you're pushing forward, but an initial, like the actual official launch statement, I'd say you're ready to make that when you're ready to be an affiliate of your own program. When you can take a look at it, put your affiliate hat on and say, I want to work with those people because they actually care about me and they've got their ducks in a row, then that's probably the good deciding factor on whether or not you should go forward and make it public that you're heading that ship up.
Okay. I thought you might say that, but
Yep.
just wanted to get your opinion anyway. Thanks.
well, and it was a really good question because, again, there's a lot of people that are in the middle of an affiliate relaunch. And if you have a current affiliate program, you want to let them know that you're making changes, but you want to let them know what you did, like, okay, this week this went live, and next week this is going live. So, okay, next.
Hi, I'm a merchant. I have a craft education product, and we're completely new to the affiliate space. And considering, is this an in-house person? Is this an OPM? Even learning what those things are here at Summit. How important is it to find someone with specific expertise to that category? I mean, like if we are really going after craft bloggers, is this something where any good OPM can really break into that space and find it, or kind of is that specific expertise really necessary when you're evaluating someone?
I think it depends on how well you want the program to do. I mean, you're going to want to
amazingly.
Exactly. You're going to want somebody who knows the product and believes in the product. I mean, I spent 3.5 years pushing personal checks direct to the consumer in a time where people don't write checks anymore. So you've got to love the product, know that you're the best in the business for what you're offering, and really believe in it to be the affiliate manager, because you're teaching other people how to sell it. So you better be able to sell it too.
And one thing that you might want to consider is that while you don't have to hire an OPM for long term, although we love it if you do. If you do have someone, let's say, that is in your staff or that you can hire that is really great at your product, but just needs the training on how to be an affiliate manager, you can hire certain OPMs to consult with you for like a 3 to 6 month period just to get you up and running. And then at that point, you can decide, I can't do this myself, I want to keep that person. Or you can say, okay, I've got all the information I need, I think we can run with it. And, just go with an in-house person from there. So you have to remember you can get consulting to get you going if you don't want to make a commitment long-term to having an outsourced program manager.
I keep thinking of Amy's foundation house slide.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if
good
you need
foundation.
someone to temporarily get you into place, then that's a good solution.
Yeah, I mean, some of the fundamentals are going to be there across any good OPM or any affiliate manager, and building those relationships and knowing what to look for. But really taking it to the next level is when you have that manager behind you and believing in your product and passionate and knowledgeable about what you're trying to sell. It's just going to take it that much further.
Yeah, if you have guys that love sports running your affiliate program when you're a crafter and,
Right.
they may not take it to the same level as, someone who is already in the craft industry and already knows a lot about crafting. So that would be my answer. And I also want to point out that so I said that the information and resources was going to be on that page. Also, because you're here at Affiliate Summit, the book cover, the book isn't quite finished yet, but it's going to be by probably the beginning of next week. That book actually has a chapter, has a podcast from us and a variety of other people. It contains transcripts of all the podcasts that we've done, including exactly what you just asked. How do I hire an OPM? When do I hire an OPM? How do I go about getting my program started? And a lot of the steps that we have covered in that book are the same things that are, what you need to do even though you're already established. So you're pretty much all the, we did a compilation of our podcasts and added additional information so that you'll be able to find the answers that you're looking for. And we hope we did a good job.
We'd also love to have all of you as guests.
Yes, we love having guests on our podcast. So
It's a lot less scary when you're on a podcast than it is sitting up here, just so you guys know.
just saying. All right. Do we have any other questions?
Awesome.
Great.
What type of tools, resources do you recommend for mitigating affiliate fraud?
Ooh,
For what?
mitigating affiliate fraud.
Oh,
A great affiliate network.
Oh yeah.
and a
Oh,
great
yeah.
affiliate manager.
Exactly. But a good network who also just comes with a good stance on what they'll allow in the network overall and what they won't. And knowing what you'll allow and what you won't. Because, the affiliate network at the end of the day, they're there to make money. They make money when you make money. So they're not going to be as obsessive compulsive as you would be.
Yep.
Yeah, but we do know some networks that if you report actual fraud,
Mm-hmm.
they will immediately turn that affiliate off and launch an investigation as long as you can show that there was actual fraud. And we had that happen with one of our merchants recently, and, we took care of it, and the affiliate commissions were all reversed. And, there's ways that you can handle it. You need to have, that's one of the reasons that you need an experienced program manager to at least train your staff instead of just trying to go in-house on your own. Because the affiliates that will commit fraud are going to be looking for the low-hanging fruit. They're going to be looking for the program that doesn't have a manager, that's on auto-approve, that, doesn't notice that all of a sudden they've got this many sales. And then if, you go and you look back at your reports and you see, wait, all these credit cards got declined afterwards, or, this was fraud. What the heck? How did these get through? And, also part of it is your own shopping cart solution. Your own shopping cart solution should be catching credit card fraud and some other types of fraud. So where you are going to find it more is if you have a lead-based program instead of if you have a lead-based program as opposed to a commission-based program. Because if they get paid per lead, you don't look at those as closely right away, where if they get paid to click, then they have to actually commit credit card fraud, which means that's federal offense. So, okay.
I know you mentioned tools regarding affiliate fraud, but monitoring their promotion can also be done on tools like Search Monitor and Brand Verity. Are great tools to consider.
It's just knowing your data and keeping a watchful eye.
Okay, we got the sign saying that our time is up. We want to thank all of you for being here, and you can look for us around the show floor if you want to have any further discussions.
Or you can come up and ask us questions.
Or you can come up and
Thanks
ask
for joining
us.
us.
Thanks.